Where have I been then? What have I been doing? Why haven't I made any videos? Well, we got a reservoir that came in at very short notice, so we've been building that. We had like 2 days notice to get started on it. If you want to see any videos of that, just leave a comment about it and I'll do a video of the big caterpillars going around. So what's this got to do with motorbikes? Well, this one is the one I've been commuting with, and I'm trying to see what the camera can see. This is the one I've been commuting with. It's about 260 miles a week to and from, and 250 miles commuting from where I'm stopping to where the work is. So I've got no qualms about this bike. It's a lovely bike to ride, but it took me 3 hours to get home on the back roads. That wasn't on the main roads, that was on the back roads. So what I've decided to do is bring the old 500 Classic, bring that out of retirement. Well, not retirement, I just haven't used it for a while. I've fitted the bags. I bought these bags about 3 years ago, and the panniers, and finally got around to fitting them, because if you can't carry anything on a motorbike, it's not, to me, it's not fit for purpose really. So we're going to do an oil change on this. Haven't done that many miles, less than 7,000, 6,908, which is not very many. So I'm going to get you started. It's a very simple job. Let's plonk you down here, put the camera right down there. Can you see anything? Yes, probably, just about. Turn you around a bit. Right, I've warmed it up a bit. Need an 18mm spanner, sorry, 19mm spanner or 3/4, and the drain bung is at the back here. This is where I'll find out it's not 19. It is 19. Oh, that's it, it's cracked it. Oh, what's that exhaust? That's hot. I'm doing all this outside so you can see what I'm doing. And it's a nice evening. But I should take this one back up. Is that oil going to go in that tray? Just about, I reckon. Ooh, only just. To get the most of it out. Trouble is the wind's blowing and that'll blow the oil about. But yeah, it's going in the tray now. I need to put a stone or something underneath. It's not very level out here. What can I use? This little rock here will do. I'll put that under there. Perfect, perfect. It's only just going in the tray. The tray's got a lip on it, so it's not ideal. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. Let me turn it round a bit. Turn you down a bit. Right, so that's the main drain bung out. Then you've got to do, there's a drain bung just here, and that drains the crankcase, so you get every bit, as much as you can get out, really. If I remember rightly, do you know, this is absolutely crawling with ants here. I've picked the absolutely ideal spot, haven't I? There's rakes of them, absolutely rakes of them. Anyway, alright, I need to just crack this one. Like that. There we go, that's the draining what's in the crankcase. And while that's all doing, I shall, I'm going to have to turn you off a minute while I go and get a socket. I didn't bring it out with me. Back in a minute. Well, it'll be completely drained now because I've been over half an hour looking for my socket set, and then I now realise it's in the back of the van, and my van is at work, so that's not going to happen, is it? So we're down to the old spanners now. You want an 8mm for these. Just crack these off. When you undo these, there's a spring behind that, so keep your thumb on it while you undo them. They're all different, these Enfields, for oil changes. Now just keep the pressure on the spring, keep your thumb in it while you're undoing them. That's it, that's out. Now, there's the spring and the O-ring. The O-ring looks nice and round, hasn't crushed, so I'm going to use it again. I don't recommend to, but it doesn't hurt. As long as the O-ring is completely round, not crushed flat or oval. Yeah, this is nice as well. Bit stuck on there. Well, I'll leave that. I'm going to leave that there. No, I'm not. I'm going to take it off, and I can put that into the cap where it belongs. That just sits in there like that. Yeah, that'll go again. I'm not bothered about that. Just dropped a bolt, and another one, and another one. Right, I'll put these somewhere where I won't lose them. It's the joys of doing that outside, isn't it? On not a concrete floor. Camera's sitting on top of my oily rag. What I do is I just wipe that out there. It's going to keep coming out until you get the filter out. There you go, that's the filter. Nothing special, time for a change. Then I get in there and give it a good old clean out. Yeah, that's nice and clean. There's an O-ring in the back, and I can see from here that it's still in good order. It's in nice shape. So I've got my new filter here. if I can get in it. I say, you know, you can buy the whole kit, filter kit, and you get all the O-rings and all the copper washers and everything that you're going to need. I very seldom. I only replace them when they need replacing. I know everybody says, "Oh, you've got to do it every time." Well, you don't have to do it every time. If they're good, they're good. Oh, there we are. Finally got in there, right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a jug of oil, clean oil, and let it soak for a little while. So it sort of pre-charged it. That's what that's going to do. So I'll go get a jug of oil and I'll be back again in a second. Well, there we are. That's a little pot of oil because I couldn't find the measuring jug. That's been repurposed for something else, I think. So what you do is just get your filter, drop it in, turn it a few times, and let that soak in. And you can amuse yourself for 5 minutes while that has a good soak. So I'll leave that for a minute. Have another wipe round in there. Ready to take the new filter. Yeah, the reason I'm taking this 500 is there is some faster stretches on the way home, even though it's on the back roads. So, you know, the 500 will cover the ground a lot quicker than the 350. That's the long and the short of it. Much of it I like the 350. I also like this, but I don't use it as much as I ought to. But it like all the bikes, they all want the cases polished. Maybe I'll get round to it tomorrow before I go back. But they do come up nice when they're done. I've got a bit of corrosion on here now. That wants sorting out. Wants a polish up. Wants a good wash as well. It's quite dusty. Yeah, so this one is geared up 1 tooth over standard on the gearbox sprocket, and that suits it absolutely perfectly. It just romps along. So yeah, it will cover the ground, and believe it or not, it's more economical than the Classic 350. I've proved that several times. I can get between 120 and 130 miles to the gallon out of this, and that's at a steady 60, which isn't bad, is it, for a 500? But it is fuel injected, as you know all about these things. Yeah, we've got 1 million ants running around on the floor here. Like I say, I don't have to pick my places, don't I? So what we're going to do is put the filter in, doesn't matter which way round it goes, like so. And just so you can repurpose the wrapper so that the new filter came in, to put the screws on. There's 2 reasons why I'm doing all this outside, where A, you can see what I'm doing sometimes, and B, just to show you how you can do these jobs with nothing, just about nothing. That filter's there, O-rings on. So you've got to keep your pressure on it to compress the spring like that, and then get your bolts started. It's quite strong, that spring, so you need to give it a bit of teddy. Just get a few threads started. Ah, there we go. So, not having a socket, it's going to be a bit of a fiddle winding them up with the spanner, but there we are. Especially when you keep dropping it. Just give them a few turns each time. I can't with that one. I've got a complete stainless exhaust system for this bike, which was kindly donated to me by one of my subscribers, and he wouldn't take anything for it. What a gentleman. And I haven't got round to putting it on, but I will do, because the silencers go in blue on this, and there's speckles of rust on the covers that cover the catalytic converter and all the rest of it. And it does away with the catalytic converter. We don't need any of that, do we? You know, I mean, if I was living next door to Ed Miliband, I might leave it on, but there we go. He's the leader of all things green these days, isn't he? So we just snug these up. Thing with Enfield cases, don't go mad doing screws up, because they will pull out the aluminium, and then you'll be having to put helicoil in, and you'll be swearing about that. It all depends where you strip the thread. So just snug them up just so they're happy. You know, you'll know where it is. You can just feel it. You don't want to be doing them stupid tight. Just snug them up. That's it. I'm happy with that. Now, next stage of the proceedings is to put the when you take the main drain bung out, which is the back one underneath, there's a magnet on there, so look for large lumps of debris on there. You shouldn't see any, just sludgy stuff. But if you see big lumps of metal sticking on there, you've probably got problems coming up. So just give that a good old wipe. You should change the copper washer on the drain bung. I don't bother. You know, if it works, it works. I mean, I haven't changed the copper washer on the drain bung on the van since I've had it. I've done about, I must have done about 15 oil changes on it, and it always seals. If it doesn't, I've got a spare one in stock, but I don't put them on unless I need to. Right, that's that. There's the copper washer. We'll put the copper washer on, and we can put this back, if I can find it. That's the joys of not putting it on a bike lift, isn't it? Right, that's started and it's finger tight. And we've got the front one to do. So we'll give that a wipe over. Although it's pretty clean. Copper washer's still good. Yep, that can go back in. And I guarantee it won't leak. That just screws under there. You just get the spanners and snug them up. Don't need to go raving mad and try and pull the bike off its stand. They don't need to be that. Oh, I can't find it now. He said. I could have pulled the bike lift outside to do this, but I don't want to struggle getting that back in. And then just snug it up, just enough. That's enough. And the same with the front one. Don't need to go raving mad with it. It ain't gonna fall out. That's it, tight enough. Sorry about that, you seem to have gone flying there. So that's that. We'll give the oil window a wipe so we can see it, because it is filthy dirty, this bike. It's always dusty. My bike's always dusty because I go up and down farm tracks a lot. And with this weather, it's sandy soil, it's all dried out and very, very powdery. So the next thing to do is to get the oil filler cap off. And a nice funnel with a strainer in it. Tilt you up a bit. You just tip the oil in. So what oil do I use? I use Castrol Power 1 1550, which is that stuff. I know you can use all sorts of, I like Castrol oils, that's just what I like. This came straight from Castrol. Hey everybody, I better just drop this in before we get too far into it. There's a little door underneath there's a little plate underneath the engine with two 8mm bolts in it. And that holds the strainer. And you have to take the two little 8mm bolts out and clean the strainer. Now, I didn't do it this time because I had that out last weekend, because it was actually just a little bit damp round it. I changed the O-ring on it, that. So before anybody jumps into the video and said, oh, you didn't do the strainer, no, I didn't, because it was out last weekend. I drained the oil, did the strainer, cleaned it, there was nothing on it anyway, put it back and put the oil back, and then this week I've done an oil change. So yeah, so I know the strainer's clean, so just thought I'd put that in. Ordered it online. No oil is cheap now. Well, Tesco's is still cheap. And the old 350 bullet, the cast iron one, runs on that and it loves it. Didn't use any. You've got to just keep an eye on the oil level and the window. Tilt you back down again. You want to get it between the two marks, preferably just below the highest one. So we'll keep spooning the oil in. Should take about 2 litres. Now it's starting to come up the window now. Now it's gone up higher, but it's got to fill this chamber where the filter is. So I mean, that holds quite a bit, so it should. We'll run it for a little while and then stop it and see where the level is. Don't run them without the filler cap on, otherwise you'll end up an oily thing. There we are. Yeah, we'll see. The oil level will drop when it starts up, and we'll let it run for a minute or two and then stop it, wait for a second or two and just see where the level comes back up in. Should start on the kick. See the level dropping there in the window. It's got to be between the two lines when it's stopped and not when it's running. Should fill the filter chamber up by now, I would have thought. Right, we'll just let that settle again and see where the oil comes to. I might have to add a bit more actually. Yeah, so while that's settling out, we're going to have a look at something. What can we look at? I don't know, this. Yeah, these bags, they look quite good. I had to use whatever bolts I'd got. I'm going to need to cut them off really. Because the good old Indians didn't send the clamps, the back half of the clamps. So they're conduit clamps, that's what I've used, with some rolled up inner tube behind them. They don't fit that well, but there we are. I can put some more rubber in there, but they're well made. You know, they say that they fade quite a lot, these bags, but we shall see. But they're wider than what I've got on the old 350. They're Cravens, they are. I think they've got the date on them somewhere. November 1993. Oops, no, messed it up now. November 1993. Aha, we've got Pussycat here, look. Yes. What is... They get left alone all week and they've got plenty of food and they look after themselves, and they're here when I get back and they're quite happy. They're not like a dog. How's this getting along then? Yeah, going to have to put a bit more in there than that. That's not even on the mark. Trusty file. There's another compartment over the other side of the engine, and that, if you put it on the side stand, all the oil runs into that. So let's that's it. That will do. So, put the oil cap back in. This is only a rush job oil change, you know, you should do it properly, you should change the O-rings and the copper washers. So order them when you get the filters. I've got this kickstart round a bit far, I reckon, because I think it should be about there. Perhaps I'll take it off and move it round on the splines a little bit. It's a bit awkward to kick there really, but let's see if she'll start again. Come on. Oh. Come on. You know, I'm just going to hit this thing. Just for speed. I've got the oil level a little bit high, but that'll be alright. I need to put a new battery in the clock. That stopped. Yeah, so this is going to be on commuter duties now. That's all there is to an oil change. There's not much to it, is there? So yeah, I'll probably clean it at work where I'm stopping. I'll give the chain a good oiling, and then I should be travelling up there on it tomorrow. So yeah, if you want to see any of the videos of what we're doing, digging a reservoir and making lots of black smoke and noise and clattering, but we're getting on. We've only been there a week and we're halfway through it. You know, it's just 2 D8s and a D6. If you want to see all that, let us know in the comments and I'll do a video on it. If not, I shan't. We'll stick with bikes. I think that's what most people have subscribed for. So yeah. Well, there we are. That was an emergency rush oil change, that was. Don't do it like I do. Do it properly. Get the kit with all the O-rings and the copper washers and everything. Do it properly. I've done this loads of times, so I'm quite happy with reusing the old O-rings and the crush washers. You know, the copper washers. They will work fine, and they're not leaking. No signs of oil anywhere. All's good in the world. So there we are, just a bit of a fill-in video really. I can't really film ride-outs up there because I can't put this camera onto an open face helmet, and I don't want to be wearing a full face helmet. It's going to be 90 degrees on Thursday, I think, up there. It's another heat wave. And no sign of rain at all. So, but my aircon works in my tractor, so I'm quite happy. And the aircon works very well on these. It might blow a bit hot sometimes, but and it blows very, very cold in the winter. But there we are. Yeah, this old bike, and it deserves to get used a lot more than that. I mean, I'm ashamed to show you the mileage really. At 6,908 miles, and it's a 2020 bike. When I bought it brand new, 2020 bike, and I've only done that mileage on it. And there was a whole year that I didn't ride it at all, and that was due to work getting in the way and not having time. But this one is I think it's 90 miles short of 15,000 now. As soon as it hits 15,000, I've done 5,000 on this bike this year, and long may it continue. I just love that bike. I just love that bike. That's a really good little bike. It just makes me smile, even after all these miles on it. It just makes me smile. Right, there we are. Well, I'm going to clear the mess up, and I might go out this evening, and I might take this, I think, just to give it a good airing. This case is like this side. Bit grubby. Fins need a good wire brush. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be buying any more chrome bikes. I just can't be doing with the cleaning. You know, you've got to be on top of them all the time, and you spend more of your time cleaning them and not riding them. So I'll let my cases get a bit dull, and then I'll have a polish up. But you can see the exhaust system, how it's all discoloured there and there, and it's starting to get a few little pop marks of rust and stuff on it. But the heat shield's got little specks of rust in it, and the chrome wasn't very good on these, that's for sure. Not these bits. They must have just waved them over the plating tank without dipping them in. A strange animal, because the chain is on the right hand side, and on all my other Enfields it's on the left. So it's a bit different. But yeah, shame they stopped making it, really. But the 650 took the sales, really. And they don't seem very interested at all in bringing back another 500. They seem to be moving over to water cooling now and stuff like that. You know, I mean, I think they're moving that way, and they are moving away from chrome. I've noticed that. The new models have not got much chrome on them. Yes, you can still get the classic 350 with chrome, but you know, the Interceptor hasn't got any. None of the 650s have got chrome, not wheel rims or anything like that. But yeah, they know what they're doing. What do I know? I'm just a bloke with a few of them. Right, okay, I'm rambling now, and I'm going to get off the phone here and leave you to it. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for watching this far. If you have, if you haven't watched this far, well, this is not irrelevant to you then. But have a good one. Bye bye.